In a private interview in the United States, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, reportedly described her relationship with her ex-boyfriend as the biggest mistake of her life. This statement, while seemingly personal, triggered a massive domino effect within the walls of Windsor Castle. King Charles III immediately demanded a direct explanation, arguing that such public declarations once again challenged the boundaries and dignity of the royal family. At precisely 1840 UK time on February 5, 2026, the king initiated an unprecedented direct video call from Windsor Castle to Meghan in Montecito. The directive followed a classified royal daily briefing, flagging an intensifying media crisis. Allegations had surfaced regarding a previously undisclosed marriage involving Meghan and an American man named Joe Giuliano. Rumors of a sealed marriage record in Bibb County, Georgia, dating back to 2011, began to trend globally. Alongside this, the name of Toronto-based chef Cory Vitiello, Meghan's partner from 2012 to 2015, resurfaced with new intensity. The king's command to his team was clear: make contact directly, no spokespersons, no intermediaries. The video call lasted exactly 17 minutes and 39 seconds. According to senior royal aides, Charles asked 3 pointed questions. Had she ever legally married Joe Giuliano? Was that record sealed under her request? And was her recent remark about Cory Vitiello an attempt to obscure her personal history during negotiations with streaming platforms? The king's tone was described as measured but final. He reportedly stated, "If what he holds is true, you will be erased from the royal record." This was not just a threat. It was a legal assessment of what erased would entail. For Meghan, this meant the full removal of her image, name, and titles from the official royal website and publications. It meant permanent exclusion from public duties, the reversal of all honorary patronages, and the nullification of the Sussex brand's legal protection under UK laws. The crisis escalated when an off-camera audio clip from a Los Angeles studio surfaced online. In the clip, Meghan referred to Cory Vitiello as a mistake from the past, a chapter that should never have existed. This clip was reportedly sold by a technician to a Canadian blogger for $18,000. By 14 seconds GMT, the coverage had reached over 200 headlines globally. Royal monitoring software flagged phrases like fraudulent biography and marriage record seal as trending keywords. King Charles requested an immediate reputation briefing, focusing on Meghan's residency in Canada between 2012 and 2015. During that time, she lived in a midtown Toronto apartment registered under Vitiello's business address. Meghan's ambitions for a global reinvention began to crumble in full view of the world. February was supposed to mark the start of a high-stakes publicity campaign in Dubai, culminating in a new lifestyle brand titled, as ever, Arabia. However, with the sudden denial of her entry into the UAE and a diplomatic snub from the British royal family, that vision disintegrated. The timing was disastrous. After months of faltering brand relevance in the US and the collapse of key revenue pipelines, with Netflix suspending deals and Spotify terminating her contract, Meghan's team had bet everything on Dubai. Internal. Documents leaked by a former Archewell associate showed a roadmap for her reemergence, including private roundtables on women's empowerment at luxury resorts. Crucially, none of these activities were registered with the UAE's Ministry of Economy, leading authorities to conclude she intended to engage in commercial activity without proper clearance. As she exited the region, the dominoes fell fast. A $3 million influencer collaboration was suspended, and regional retailers withdrew from distribution talks for her fragrance line. A scheduled interview with Al Arabiya English was quietly scrubbed. "She came with a strategy but without stability," said one consultant. While her ambitions failed in Dubai, litigation clouds gathered in California. Tyler Perry reportedly filed claims regarding fraudulent asset usage, alleging his financial support for her security in 2020 was exploited for commercial storytelling without authorization. Furthermore, Archewell faced federal investigations over donor transparency. The IRS flagged unusual administrative expenses and international transfers lacking explanation. The British Charity Commission also reopened its assessment of her UK-linked EA activities. Meghan's exile from Dubai symbolized the end of her credibility as an international public figure. Attempts to pivot into Gulf diplomacy were now tangled in a web of unpaid bills and institutional rejection. Even Saudi Arabia reportedly reconsidered invitations. A senior official was blunt. "She carries media gravity, but not the kind you want near your throne." Simultaneously, a Toronto-based podcast titled The Archive Room released a bombshell episode featuring a voice believed to be Cory Vitiello. The speaker confirmed awareness of a sealed marriage certificate from 2011. "She told me once that certain mistakes had been handled legally." She used the phrase, "clean slate," the voice said. This directly contradicted Meghan's previous timeline that she had been single for over a year before meeting Prince Harry. The discrepancy raised formal concerns at court regarding misrepresentation during her introduction to the royal family. Meghan Markle initiated an aggressive counteroffensive from Montecito, convening emergency legal meetings to discredit Vitiello and suppress mentions of Joe Giuliano. Her team labeled the podcast character defamation, based on conjecture. However, no formal denial of the marriage was filed. A video of Joe Giuliano surfaced online, where he simply stated, "I don't erase people I once loved." The clip went viral, amassing 19 million views. Within Windsor, King Charles instructed his team to compile a full dossier of contradictions in Meghan's biographies. The monarchy felt the need to uphold due diligence. On February 8th, Cory Vitiello filed a civil defamation suit against Meghan in Ontario, seeking $2.5 million in damages. He alleged she knowingly maligned their relationship to erase their shared past. Public sentiment turned sharply skeptical, with 61% of UK respondents believing Meghan deliberately altered her history. By dawn on February 10th, the final blow was struck. The official royal family website silently removed Meghan's biography, image gallery, and marriage timeline. She was replaced by a tag, "no longer associated with official duties." Princess Anne, during a military ceremony, remarked, "It takes truthfulness to earn the right to serve," a statement widely seen as a direct condemnation. That evening, King Soai Charles delivered a speech at the Royal Archives, stating, "History need not be edited to make it comfortable. It shall not be rewritten to serve convenience." This was the symbolic execution of her royal narrative. The Home Office was instructed to reevaluate her diplomatic status, classifying her as a private U.S. citizen. Commercial fallout was absolute. Whole Foods terminated negotiations, and Netflix shelved her upcoming documentary. Meghan was not seen in public for days, a period dubbed the Montecito disappearance. Palace staff now refer to her file as fully sealed under a new classification for permanent disassociation. In his final note, King Charles wrote, "Closure is not about vengeance. It is about protecting the crown from erasure." With that, Meghan Markle's chapter within the British royal family was formally and permanently closed. The world watched as a duchess became a private citizen, stripped of the borrowed legitimacy she had fought so hard to curate. The story of Meghan and the monarchy reached its final, silent conclusion.